You believe 99% of these girls, sorry, Mia, will never find happiness in life. Girls who do OF, softcore, hardcore, will never find true love.
Yeah.
In addition, promiscuous women will never find true love. Your words, not mine.
Yeah. That's
do you want to like go back and forth with me on this?
Sure. I mean, we can talk. Here's the thing. Of course, there are exceptions, and there are marriages like you were quoting earlier. You know, they get married. It's like 50% divorce rate, if not more. So a marriage can perhaps happen through that. I just think that to a man is really, really, whether they are interested in sleeping with a woman who is obviously very appealing visually, like stunning, like you are, stunning. I think it may make it.
Wait, who are we talking about?
Oh, I'm talking about her, for example.
Sorry.
No, well, thank you. Well, I'm just saying, like, they'll be attracted, they'll be interested for carnal knowledge purposes.
Yeah, carnal knowledge.
And I think the carnal knowledge brain can definitely get people a little bit excited about things and whatever. But I think ultimately men have an extremely hard time actually getting over the legitimate reality of a woman selling her body for $5, $10, $15, $20 a month to any and every single man that has a wallet. You know, I think that's really hard for a man to get over, and I think that's one thing that the feminist culture empowers women to just do what they want and just submit to hedonism, because do what makes you happy. But what is your ultimate goal? If your ultimate goal is not to get married, you don't care, you don't want to have that traditional thing, then I guess it doesn't matter. But I think a lot of women are kind of lying to themselves about that. I think a lot of them do want to find a true love, a man, but maybe not right now. And I get that. But the problem is that if you want something, an ultimate goal, but you're on a pathway that's taking you somewhere else, you're not going to get that ultimate goal. You might, but it's going to be difficult, and it's going to be a lot more complicated. Doesn't mean there's absolutely no exceptions. Like I said, 99%. You could be the 1%. You seem like a lovely lady. It's just that one of those things is men, like it or not, this is something that is hard for them to get past in their mind. It's hard. Yeah.
I completely agree. I mean, in my own experience, I came from a entryway to this pathway with OnlyFans, and I was single. And then I met someone who partook in that journey with me, in the frame that he became my long-term relationship for 3 years.
Not the fucking journey again.
Okay.
Did you do another fucking journey? How many journeys have you done? Everything's not a fucking journey. Nobody took the journey to OnlyFans. What the hell? What is this journey? Why is every woman have nothing but journeys? They took the journey with. It's not a journey. You weren't just a small-town girl living in a lonely world who took the midnight train going anywhere, okay? You weren't her. It's not a fucking journey. All right, go ahead.
Nonetheless, with the first initial 3 years of this job, I was with somebody who passionately was supportive of it. And so now, in turn, around January, I left that person. And unfortunately, I've come to face the realities of dating and the culture of men who have separate expectations and separate experiences in dating, and that of as well what they are comfortable with in terms of either my past or as well my present with OnlyFans. And with that, fortunately, I've met many great men, and not people that I'm dating actively or any of that format, but just people that I've encountered and who I've been with in any relation to friendship as well. And with that, I've learned it is not necessarily forgivable in sense where certain things, of course, cross boundaries, even my own, of my past with OnlyFans. But a lot of people are understanding and capable of grasping why I made these decisions, why I proceeded with certain activities or certain content media, etc. For instance, I filmed Boy Girl for a short period of time with my partner of a long term. We expected marriage, we expected engagement, we expected all of these things. And so for that, when I speak of that to any man who I'm even considering to be in a dating relationship with, they get that explanation and they grasp typically why I would have done so. Considering marriage is on the table and all these things, they understand that. Regardless.
I've got to ask. I have to, okay? Wasn't your journey to OnlyFans just about money? Wasn't it just a money journey? You were just taking a journey for some fucking cash? Like, is it really, like, you overcomplexify the shit out of this, right? Is it really that complex? You wanted a bunch of fucking money, and if you showed your, naked body, you got a bunch, right? It's pretty simple, isn't it? Isn't that the whole journey?
Pretty simple, yes. I mean, if we're not extracting any of the information as for what the money was purposeful for, what my intention with the money was. Yes, my goal was I will post images or videos of my body, whether it be nude or not, and from there we'll get money. Yes, completely. That is 100% what the agreement
Can I
was.
tell you something about this?
So it was a journey to get a bunch of money by taking your clothes off, right? Like, isn't that the journey? Hang on, it's not the hero's tale. This is not that journey. This is the journey of taking off the clothes for the money. That's the journey here, right?
That was the journey that I took. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
That I
All right, that's
proceeded.
fair. That's fair.
You said earlier that you were in a relationship and it was accepted and he initiated, right? You have to understand a guy or a man that initiates something like that within the relationship, he's a disguised pimp.
Well, no.
Okay.
Let me formulate this. I made my decision to proceed with OnlyFans upon my own discretion prior to this person's involvement in my life dating format. So this was entirely my decision.
But it doesn't matter. I want to tell you something. If you were next to a good man with values, even if you initiated it and even if you want to do it, he would persuade you from doing this kind of thing. Because now you're young, you're beautiful, But what's going to happen after 10, 20 years when you no longer have this value in the market and then you have that past? And you explained also something earlier. You said when you meet a man, you explain it to them the right way, why it happened. It doesn't matter what you explain. If it's a high value man, this stain in your record, you understand what I mean? And you could never take it away. No money you do could erase that thing.
I completely agree. I think it tainted, in sense, who I am and who I appear to be. That's by
I'm
no
not
means
trying
something-
to
No, of course.
go
I think I'm
Just
very
go.
open and honest about my experiences with it. So
You
I know
should.
it taints the image that I have and the image that I hold with any potential partners and friends and any comrades of any format. So I understand that.
Do you still do it?
I still do it. Yeah.
So
Oh, you still
why
do
do you do it? I'm just curious.
Yeah,
like, what is your?
so-
So I heard you say money.
Yeah, of course. I think simple basis, everybody does something for money typically.
Yeah.
With any job and any occupation that you choose. Of course,
Yeah.
passion. Initially, it was for money. It later drove into passion of discovery of self. And yes, I know we can talk into
What-
journey,
wait,
journey,
wait,
journey,
what?
journey.
Discovery of yourself.
Was it
So-
the discovery of all the shit that you can buy that made yourself happy? Was that the
She found
great
herself.
discovery of
myself.
self?
She
Did
found
you
herself.
find yourself at a department store when you were spending a bunch
But-
of fucking money that you made? Like,
But
I mean, honestly.
I'm curious
Let's
about-
be real.
I can fix her.
So,
Just
I'm
kidding.
curious about one. I have
Anybody
one
can.
question. I'm very curious. Are you saving? You preparing to your
Yes,
future?
yes.
Or you're
So,
just going to spend and
401k.
doing shopping? Because if you're doing this and putting this stain in your life, at least buy real estate,
Yeah.
save, and don't have kids because your kid's gonna suffer.
Damn, that's
That's
Can we go
Oh,
back? Hang on. Can we go
God.
back
But
to
it's
I
true.
Listen,
I
I
mean,
have to
in
go back
terms
to
of
this real
just-
quick. When did it stop being about making a bunch of fucking money because simps pay you money to see your naked body to a journey of when did it become self-discovery? Now it's about me trying to get in touch with my inner what? Your inner what?
sexual not necessarily sexual needs. So how would I say it? Inner peace and inner tranquility. So for
Peace?
myself,
Enter-
so
Hang on, let her finish.
So, for instance, I struggled with insecurities all of my life, anxiety a lot, and I didn't recognize it until I got older. As well, the biggest insecurity or biggest anxiety that I dealt with my life was supporting my parents. Neither of my parents were able to support themselves for a long time. And still continue to struggle, unfortunately. And so for that's what drives me most to continue this work, is to help.
So then,
my family.
hang on. By this proxy, I assume that your parents are very much on board with your OnlyFans career.
They are, thankfully.
Both. So your dad is okay.
really sad.
I feel so sad.
They're not in the sense where they want their daughter to be doing all these.
They just want to profit off of you.
They do.
That's sad.
It's
That's
sad.
I completely
The
agree.
reality is that's really
So,
sad.
so hang on. I just want to make sure I got this clear. You
So-
sit down with your old man who just adores you. You're his little girl, the pride of his eye, the jewel that he always wanted. And he sits down with you and he's like, look, me and your mom, we just can't afford to support ourselves. I need you to fuck some dudes on camera. Can you do that for me?
To disconnect
That's never actually happened, right?
No. So, if I can formulate it properly,
All right.
I made this decision upon my own discretion. I was, I believe, 18 and a half, 19 at that point. I made the decision because I was witnessing what was going on at home. My parents are separated. They do not live together. They've been separate for a long time. Regardless, neither of my parents were doing well. My mom had just been left by her husband. And at that point as well, my father was wondering about everything else with his life and with his marriage. Nonetheless, it led me to what can I do to ensure that not only am I safe, but either parent is safe, whatever goes on with them. Wow. So that was my
Does your dad
decision.
work? Is he working?
He
or-
works.
What's he do?
He works in sales, just for a cell phone company.
And does your mom work?
So if your
My mom
dad
is-
could push a button tomorrow,
He-
like let's say we got 2 buttons. Button 1, you stop doing OnlyFans and he's left to his own means. Or button 2, you continue to do OnlyFans and then kind of say, well, here's some money, Dad. Which button does Dad push, 1 or 2?
I think both parents would push the discontinuation of the job.
Yeah,
By
the
no means- they're-
discontinuation. So the thing is that
they're not fully.
while for you, the actualization of taking care of both the parents might be some kind of like coping motivation, your parents themselves, if they don't want it, how is it good for them for you to do that on their behalf? In fact, like I'm trying to think of this from my perspective. So let's say a daughter of mine comes to me and is like, Dad, you're kind of broke. You're kind of broke. You're just not making it, But here's the thing. I've got this camera, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to hump some dudes on this camera, and other dudes are going to pay me a bunch of money while they masturbate to that. And then we're going to get you out of this poverty situation. I would fucking lose my mind and go, no, I would rather die in the gutter. Die in the gutter broke with people literally spitting on me than ever see you do that. Is your dad like me?
No, he's not.
Literally, you
Like,
sacrificed yourself.
I did.
You sacrificed yourself, and instead of your parents telling you, I don't want you to sacrifice your future, yourself, your body, they literally push you there. Honestly, I wish I would be your mother. I would never let you do that.
What would you do? Would you smack her? Whoa, sorry.
I would, yes, sorry. I'll tell you
Smack
what I
her
would
around
do.
a bit.
I would tell you what I would do if she was my
But
daughter.
it sounds like your
Belt.
motivation
Because
was
no, no,
financial
no,
But I'm
security and
serious right
financial
now. Really,
stability. So
I
I
wanna say
understand
that.
that too.
I come from a place that it's very, very much taboo, this stuff. I'm not going to tell you that a lot of Israeli girls, even Muslim girls, do it today because, the world, it comes and it happens, But for me, it's a super taboo. And if you were my daughter, I would protect you even if I have to clean houses, do whatever I can. I would never let you do it. And if you ever want advice, I'm always here for you.